It's time for Lefties Losing It, and we'll be getting to our 5 biggest Lefties Losing It at the Grammys shortly. But first, let's check in with actor Peter Dinklage, who recited this moving, poignant poem for Renee Good. This is not at all cringe and crazy.
For Renee Nicole Good, killed by ice on January 7th, 2026. They say she is no more, that there her absence roars, blood blown like a rose. Iced wheels flinched and froze, now bare riot of candles.
Oh dear, that's the same nincompoop whose activism saw dwarf actors miss out on coveted roles. Remember that? Peter Dinklage just put 7 of us out of job. Dwarf actors' fury at Disney for cancelling 7 dwarfs from Snow White remake because the woke multi-millionaire Game of Thrones star said they were offensive. Yes, well done, Peter, you selfish flog. Before we delve into the Grammys, let's check in on NBC host Kristen Welker. Here she is interviewing, if you can call it that, the Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche. Listen to the framing of this question.
Mr. Blanche, is the death of U.S. citizens a price the Trump administration is willing to pay to carry out its immigration policies?
Oh, Kristen, you deserve to be schooled for asking a question like that, and that's precisely what happened.
Very confused about why the conversation is about what you're talking about, instead of focusing on what really matters, which is why in one city, in one place do we have these problems. We deport 10 times the number of illegal aliens out of Texas than we do out of Minneapolis. Why do we hear nothing out of Texas about any of the same problems that we have in Minneapolis? I'll tell you why. Because in Texas, we have the cooperation and support of local law enforcement so that we can do these operations safely, keeping U.S. citizens and others protected and safe. That is not what we have in Minneapolis.
Yes, the likes of NBC's Kristen Welker want to blame the Trump administration for the lawlessness and violence we are seeing from agitators in Minnesota and the obstruction we are seeing from the Democrat governor and the mayor of Minneapolis. And that's precisely the line of celebrity virtue signalling we were treated to at the Grammys, with the stars wearing ice out badges and clapping each other's asinine comments. Here are the worst of the worst, the top 5 lefties losing it at the Grammys, starting with, well, the man who will be headlining the Super Bowl halftime show, Bad Bunny. And I'm sure I recall him promising not to come to Trump's America and perform there because it was unsafe. But he is in America collecting awards and talking crap.
I'm going to say eyes out. We're not savage, we're not animals, we're not aliens, we are humans and we are Americans.
Well, you see, if you're talking about Americans in America legally, then they have absolutely nothing to fear from ICE. But these dim-witted celebs seem not to be able to differentiate between legal and illegal immigrants, including the dude in the number 4 spot of our Lefties Losing It at the Grammys, Shabuzi, who was in tears as he deliberately confused illegal and legal migrants.
Immigrants built this country, literally. So this is for them, for all children of immigrants. This is also for those who came to this country in search of better opportunity, to be a part of a nation that promised freedom for all and equal opportunity to everyone willing to work for it. Thank you for bringing your culture, your music, your stories, and your traditions here. You give America color. I love y'all so much. Thank you.
In the number 3 spot is a rapper I've never heard of before who had plenty to say on the red carpet and on stage. Here is Kalani.
I really wanted to say but I think they needed some couth on the carpet or something. I'm a little couthless, ruthless. But I think everybody, we're too powerful of a group to all be in the room at the same time and not make some kind of statement in our country. So yeah, it's brainless to me. everybody's inspired to join together as a community of artists and speak out against what's going on. And I'm gonna leave this and say, ICE.
Now to the coveted number 2 position, and it's Billie Eilish with one of the dumbest statements ever uttered on stage. She claims here that nobody is illegal on stolen land. If you don't believe in borders, Billie, then how can anyone be on stolen land? Think about it. And it's all well and good to spew such absurd platitudes when you live in a mansion behind big walls and gates with armed security nearby. Watch here as the simpletons in the crowd, including Sabrina Carpenter, clap like trained seals at Billie's profoundly stupid words.
No one is illegal on stolen land. And yeah, it's just really hard to know what to say and what to do right now.
It's hard to know what to say. She went on to say F ice, just so brave and so profound. But she's not number one, because this next dude, the host of the Grammys, wins for saying something so silly that he could see him sued for defamation and financially ruined. Not sure this joke was worth a likely lawsuit, Trevor Noah.
That is a Grammy that every artist wants, almost as much as Trump wants Greenland. Which makes sense. I mean, because Epstein's island is gone, he needs a new one to hang out with Bill Clinton, so...
And that cheap, unfunny joke may cost Trevor Noah dearly, because moments after the Grammys concluded, President Trump posted this, saying that the Grammys are the worst, virtually unwatchable. And he had this to say about Trevor Noah's Epstein claims. He said, "I can't speak for Bill," that would be Bill Clinton, "but I have never been to Epstein Island, and until tonight's false and defamatory statement, have never been accused of being there, not even by the fake news media. Noah, a total loser, better get his facts straight and get them straight fast. It looks like I'll be sending my lawyers to sue this poor, pathetic, talentless dope of an MC." Ouch. And earlier today, he doubled down on that criticism.
Mr. President, are you going to sue Trevor Noah? Last night in a post, you alluded that something could be coming.
Yeah, well, he said that I spent time on Jeffrey Epstein's island. I didn't. I mean, he's a lightweight, this guy. He's a terrible, I think he's terrible. I thought he did a terrible job at the Grammys. I thought the whole Grammys was terrible. I watched part of it. It's not watchable. But he was a lousy host. I'd say not as bad as Jimmy Kimmel, but pretty close. And no, he made a statement about me and Jeffrey Epstein's. I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein.
Let's bring in Sky News contributor Kosha Gator. Kosha, we're going to get to the Clintons and Jeffrey Epstein shortly, but let's start with the Grammys. And it's all fun and games until the president sues you for false defamatory claims. And Donald Trump has had a great success in this area, and he's got some massive payouts for these sorts of false claims.
He has. I think he's north of $100 million now, and it all goes to the ballroom or his library, which is funny. This one, legal experts say, is tricky because it really is a First Amendment thing where he was making a joke as bad and unfunny as the joke was. So it might be difficult, but I think most of the time Trump's strategy isn't really the legal merit. It's just to scare them a little bit. He wields that litigious sword now unabashedly, especially after the lawfare he had to be subjected to. And Trevor Noah is an independent right now. He was hired by CBS to host the Grammys, but he's actually an independent journalist. And just even the nuisance of having to lawyer up and do defense and all that is why he's scaring him, I think. But even if he doesn't launch it, just that tweet alone, where he was a loser and terrible and a dope, not as bad as Jimmy Kimmel, that will live on in infamy.
Yeah, I mean, Trevor Noah is notoriously unfunny. I mean, I can't remember the last time he said anything remotely amusing. Again, so many of these so-called comics these days, they're just activists and they're looking for applause, not laughs.